Class 8 CBSE. Welcome to the Wisdom 360 Prodigy live classes. Today we'll be continuing the chapter, that is chapter number 2, Microorganisms, Friend and Foe. In this chapter we discussed about the micro or tiny living creatures or the microorganisms, and their kind, the first one was, which we discussed, was bacteria, whose study is termed as bacteriology. These are tiny microscopic organisms that can be seen through a microscope. Second category of microorganism comes to algae, whose study is called phycology. The third one comes the fungi, whose study is known as mycology. Fourth, the protozoa, whose study is called protozoology. And the fifth one is known as the viruses, whose study is called virology. These are the 5 major kinds of microorganisms. The bacteria are unicellular or the single-celled organisms, and the cell of the bacteria is primitive and is called as prokaryotic. As well as multicellular. Fungi can also be uni as well as multicellular. Protozoology is done for studying the protozoa, and these are unicellular, heterotrophic mode of nutrition, that's why these are animal. Viruses do not have cellular structure, so we can write as lack cellular structure. They reproduce inside the host body. These are the 5 major categories of microorganisms which we are going to discuss in this chapter. Now we are taking the first article, that is 2.1 of the book NCERT. This tells us about the microorganisms which I discussed right now. One major kind of microorganism are the viruses. These lie on the border line. These lie on the border line between the living and non-living. Why they lie on the border line between living and non-living? Because they multiply when they enter the host body. होस्ट का मतलब the organism which provides nutrition to its parasite. Parasite क्या है? The organism which take its nutrition by living upon or inside the host. Okay. Viruses lack cellular structure, that's why they are not considered as living. They required a host body in which they enter and multiply. And when they enter the host body, they are called as living because they take the cellular structure of the host body. We also discussed about the disease causing microbes or the pathogens which harm the organism by entering inside the body. The disease causing microbes are called pathogens. Okay, so these are the harmful microorganisms, and not more than 10% of the microorganisms are harmful for us. In the second article, it is given that where do the microorganisms live? Microorganisms are present everywhere. They are present inside our body, they are present outside the body, they are present all over the surroundings. So, the location of microorganism can be said that these are omnipresent, that is present everywhere. Omnipresent is a term used for the things or someone who is present everywhere. Next, the article number 2.3 says that what is the relation between the microorganisms, what are the uses and harms of microorganisms in our lives, in our day-to-day lives. Microorganisms, that's why the main chapter name is given friend and foe. Foe means enemy, or the harmful microbes can be termed as the foe or enemy of human or mankind. Friend means useful microorganism and foe means harmful microorganism. Okay, so let us discuss about the organisms which are useful to us. For example, the first category which we studied in the microorganisms kind was bacteria. So, useful or harmful bacteria both are present in the surrounding. Bacteria are useful in ways like they are used for making curd and bread. Okay, how the curd is made, dahi kaise banta hai? It is done with the help of a bacteria named as lactobacillus. Lactobacillus is the bacteria which converts the milk into insoluble curd. There are certain bacteria like Rhizobium, Nostoc, Anabina, which are doing the function of nitrogen fixation. In the chapter Crop Production and Management, we discussed about the soil replenishment or soil enrichment with the nutrients. So we discussed about the atmospheric nitrogen being converted into the soluble form soluble form, that are the nitrates and nitrites, useful for the plant growth and development, is done with these type of bacteria like nostoc, anabina, rhizobium, etc., which fix up the atmospheric nitrogen into soluble or usable form by the plants. Commercial uses of microorganism, like कमर्शियल का मतलब जिससे पैसे पैदा किए जा सकें, मार्केट में यूज़ होता है. कमर्शियल यूजेस लाइक प्रोडक्शन ऑफ वाइन, beverages, etc. Okay, and the term which is used for the production of wine, it is called as fermentation. Fermentation is the term used for the conversion of sugar into alcohol. Fermentation is the conversion of sugar into alcohol, and it is used very much useful in production of many kind of things like vinegar, acetic acid, that is vinegar, production of alcohol or wine, production of many bakery items like the pizza, bread, etc. So the fermentation is done so as to provide many things, commercial uses, commercial things to people. Other than this, bacteria also gives the medicinal purposes. Medicinal biotics. What are antibiotics? Antibiotics are the medicines or the source of medicines which helps to kill or stop the growth of disease causing microbes or pathogens. Many fungi, many bacteria are used for this type of production, which is nowadays we are using for any kind of medication. Apart from this, there are many livestock products. Livestock, the term livestock from animals, domestic animals. Animal products कह सकते हो आप इसे. Animal products like milk, eggs, meat, whatever we obtain from the animals is called livestock. In the previous chapter, we also studied about the buffer stock, that was the emergency stock which remains for emergency situation to any of the states of India or any other country. Next, the useful use of microorganism apart from all these terms as vaccines. Vaccines ये क्या होती हैं? Vaccines are the suspension of weak or dead microbes which are induced in the body so as to produce the antibodies. What do you mean by antibodies? As you all know that our body have the ability to fight against diseases or infections. That ability is termed as immunity. Immunity is the natural power of defense of any organism against any kind of diseases or infection. It is natural power of defense. ये ऐसी पावर है जो कहीं से किसी ने ली नहीं है, वो नेचुरली उसके अंदर है, and this power helps the individual or organism to fight against microbes or pathogens. Vaccines are induced inside the patient or the person who is having less immunity against diseases or infections, so as its body starts producing the antibodies. Antibodies are produced by the WBCs of the organism. WBCs are the white blood cells, which are also known as the soldiers of the body. Okay, apart from this, how the vaccines work inside a human. Let us discuss about the vaccination and immunization programs, or the processes which are useful for the raising up of immunity of any organism. I use two terms. One is vaccination and the other one is immunization. Vaccination and immunization are two different terms which are used to enhance the immunity of the organism. Vaccination is simply the introduction of vaccines into the organisms. Introduction of vaccines to the organism. Okay, as we discussed that any term in this subject, vaccination जैसे TION लिखा है, that means कि it's a process. Process keeps on going. It's the process which keeps on going. जब भी कोई वैक्सीन दिया जाता है तो वो बॉडी के अंदर कंटिन्यूसली फंक्शन करता रहता है. That's why the process of introducing the vaccine to the organism is called as vaccination. How it is different from immunization? When it is producing antibodies to provide the immunity to the organism, how it is different from this? So now discuss immunization. Immunization is the process of keeping the record or continuity, you can say, keeping the record or continuity of providing vaccines or immunity to the individual throughout his or her life. मतलब इम्यूनाइजेशन का मतलब है कि उस व्यक्ति को या इंडिविजुअल को कंप्लीटली उसकी लाइफ टाइम के लिए वैक्सीनेशन प्रोवाइड किया जाए और लाइफ टाइम के लिए उसकी इम्यूनिटी को इन्हांस किया जाए. ओके, वैक्सीनेशन इज अ प्रोसेस ऑफ गिविंग वैक्सीन टू द ऑर्गेनिज्म और द पेशेंट, एंड इम्यूनाइजेशन इज द कीपिंग और रिकॉर्डिंग द कंप्लीट वैक्सीनेशन done throughout his or her life. Okay, this is a smaller aspect than this. Immunization is the bigger program. Fine. Vaccines are given to the person so as to produce the antibodies, and immunization is the process of giving vaccination and other programs or suspensions to the body of the organism and producing the immunity. And also we discussed about the basic condition for any microbe or pathogen to harm us is the entry inside the body. This is the basic condition which requires to be fulfilled by any pathogen to harm us. And how this entry can be done? By air, by water, or by direct contact. Okay, so by air you can call those type of diseases like airborne diseases. Similarly, waterborne diseases. By direct contact means when the person gets infected by introduction of same kind of body fluids like blood or any other type of secretion. Now let us discuss about how the vaccines help the body to fight against diseases for a longer period of time. Vaccines are introduced inside the body which produces antibodies. Okay, and these antibodies which are produced by the organism, ये किसके थ्रू प्रोड्यूस हो रही हैं? By WBCs. एंड WBCs जो वाइट ब्लड सेल्स हैं उनके भी 5 टाइप्स होते हैं जो कि डिवाइडेड हैं ग्रैनुलोसाइट्स और ए ग्रैनुलोसाइट्स के कैटेगरी में. ये हम आपको जब सेल पढ़ाएंगे तब बताएंगे, लेकिन अभी आप जानो WBCs में लिम्फोसाइट सेल्स होते हैं जो कि एक्चुअली रिस्पॉन्सिबल हैं फॉर द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ एंटीबॉडीज. ओके, एंड व्हेन द वैक्सीन्स आर इंट्रोड्यूस्ड or induced in the person's body, the organism starts producing the antibodies which remains inside the organism for long, and these kind of antibodies know how to fight against the kind of pathogen to which they are triggered. Okay, means जैसे कि वैक्सीन्स कई तरीके की होती हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल BCG is given to the person or the infant against tuberculosis, and the full form of BCG is Bacillus of Calmette-Guerin. Okay, and this is a vaccine given for tuberculosis, that is called TB, and this is given to the infants below 1 year. Okay, below 1 year. Other vaccines like OPV, oral polio vaccine. These are given also to the infants below 1 year. These protects against the disease known as polio, like DPT. This is termed as diphtheria pertussis and tetanus. ओके, इसके अलावा भी कई सारी वैक्सीन्स होती हैं, जैसे कि MMR. यूनिसेलुलर मीन्स दोज ऑर्गेनिजम्स विच आर मेड फ्रॉम सिंगल सेल. मल्टी मीन्स 2 or many cells. Okay, single celled organisms are called as unicellular organisms. Microorganisms can be unicellular as well as multicellular, like algae and fungi. I told you about the categories of microorganisms: bacteria, algae, fungi, protozoa, virus. So in these, algae and fungi can have both type of structures. They can be unicellular as well as multicellular. Okay, नेक्स्ट वैक्सीन्स के बारे में हमने आपको बताया कि ये कुछ एग्जांपल्स हैं, जैसे कि BCG, OPV, डिप्थेरिया पर्ट्यूसिस, टिटनेस. इसके अलावा MMR, दैट इज मीजल्स, मम्स, रूबेला. MMR, मीजल्स, मम्स, रूबेला, ये सब एग्जांपल्स हैं. ये हम और ज़्यादा आपको बताते चलेंगे, बट दीज आर द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ वैक्सीन्स विच आर इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इनसाइड द पर्सन's body, and the person starts producing the antibodies which remain inside the organism for long, and these remember how to fight against the kind of pathogen to which they are triggered. Okay, antibodies जो हैं वो अपनी बॉडी में काम इसी तरीके से करती हैं कि कुछ वीक या डेड माइक्रोब्स को इंट्रोड्यूस कराया जाता है बॉडी में, and this is done through introducing the vaccine. Vaccine are actually the suspension of weak or dead microbes like bacteria and fungi, and those bacteria and fungi which are weakened or dead, when enter inside the body, then our body starts producing the antibodies. इसको आप समझ लो हथियार, लड़ाई करने के हथियार हैं. इन हथियारों को पता होता है कि किस पैथोजन को मारना है या उसको किल करना है, स्टॉप करना है, and these are remaining inside the body for long, and this is how the immunity works. And antibodies are produced by the cells known as lymphocytes, which are a component of the white blood cells. Okay, and the administration of the vaccination. Immunization is the process by which a person is made resistant or immune against a particular disease by administering a vaccine. ठीक है, एक वैक्सीन को जब पर्सन को दिया गया है तो उस वैक्सीन को देखना कि वो वैक्सीन कब तक उसके शरीर में काम कर रही है, कैसे काम कर रही है और क्या वो बेहतर रिजल्ट्स दे सकती है कि नहीं, एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड एज इम्यूनाइजेशन. वी जस्ट डिस्कस्ड इम्यूनाइजेशन एंड वैक्सीनेशन. These are the few things which are useful for the human obtained from the microorganism like bacteria, fungi. Many scientists worked for this. For example, you know about pasteurization. Pasteurization is the process of boiling up of milk up to 70 degrees Celsius for certain period of time and suddenly cooling it. Why this is done? So as to kill the harmful bacteria present in milk. Okay, you know that milk के अंदर lactose sugar present होती है. Lactose sugar which gets converted into curd by a bacteria known as lactobacillus. Okay, and pasteurization was discovered by a scientist known as Louis Pasteur. Okay, Louis Pasteur discovered fermentation and pasteurization in 1857. Okay, Louis Pasteur, pasteurization and also fermentation. Fermentation is the conversion of sugar into alcohol. Okay, he discovered these two things or processes which are highly useful for man these days since a long period of time. Okay. After this, one more useful point for the microorganism are natural environment cleaners. What do you mean by this? Natural environment cleaners, or you can call them as scavengers. These are the microbes like bacteria and fungi which help in the process called as decomposition. Okay, now decomposition, just break this term. Decomposed and ion means the process of compose करने का मतलब क्या होता है? बनाना. एंड decomposition का मतलब है जो बना हुआ है उसे फिर से तोड़ना. So the process of breaking up of complex substances into simpler or soluble forms. Okay, and this term explains that everything मतलब every living thing, whether it may be a plant or an animal, जो कि कॉम्प्लेक्स स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं, ये यूनिसेल्युलर भी हो सकते हैं और मल्टी सेल्युलर भी हो सकते हैं. ठीक है, यूनी मतलब सिंगल और मल्टी मतलब टू और मेनी. ये सभी कॉम्प्लेक्स स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं. कॉम्प्लेक्स मीन्स मेड अप ऑफ मेनी स्मॉलर यूनिट्स. सो दीज प्लांट एंड एनिमल व्हेन दे गेट डेड, सो डेड पार्ट्स जो इनके रिमेन्स हैं उन्हें वापस में मिट्टी में कन्वर्ट करना, मतलब सॉइल में ह्यूमस में कन्वर्ट करना. ह्यूमस आपने पिछले चैप्टर में भी पढ़ा. ह्यूमस इज द डार्क कलर्ड ऑर्गेनिक मैटर दैट इज मेड अप ऑफ dead and decomposed matter. Okay, humus, soil is the surface layer of the earth. Soil is the surface layer of earth and humus is the topmost fertile layer of soil. Humus is made by these parts of dead remains of plants and animals, and this is termed as decomposition, and this function is performed by the microbes known as bacteria and fungi. That's why these are called scavengers or natural environment cleaners. Fine. They help in carrying the process of, this is a cyclic process, जो बना है उसको वापस से तोड़ना जब वो अपनी लाइफ स्पैन कंप्लीट कर ले. और लाइफ स्पैन का मतलब क्या हुआ? लाइफ स्पैन, स्पैन मीन्स टाइम, लाइफ स्पैन मतलब द टाइम पीरियड बिटवीन द बर्थ एंड डेथ, the time period between the birth and natural death of the organism is termed as lifespan. Okay, this is called the time period or duration. ठीक, ये टाइम पीरियड लाइफ स्पैन कहलाता है. तो जब वो ऑर्गेनिज्म अपनी पूरी लाइफ स्पैन जी चुका है और जब वो डेड हो गया है या नॉन लिविंग हो गया है, तो उनको डिकम्पोज करना या उन्हें तोड़ना जो कि सॉइल में यूटिलाइज हो सके इन द फॉर्म ऑफ ह्यूमस फॉर द प्लांट्स, जो कि एनर्जी प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं एनिमल्स के लिए. तो वो साइकिल बनाने के लिए बैक्टीरिया और फंजाई दे प्ले एन अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल ऑफ क्लीनिंग अप द एनवायरनमेंट नेचुरली. Now let us discuss the harmful effects of microbes or microorganisms known as pathogens. We already discussed about the soil fertility or the ability of the soil to help the growth of plants and animals, plants. And now the harmful or the disease causing microbes causing various types of disorders or diseases. Disease, what is a disease? First of all, let us discuss about this. What do you understand by a disease? Disease क्या होती है? डिजीज़ हो या फिर हेल्थ हो. हेल्थ क्या है? हेल्थ को आप डिफाइन कर सकते हो कैसे? इट्स द स्टेट, अ स्टेट ऑफ कंप्लीट फिजिकल, mental, social, physical, mental, social, and also emotional and intellectual well-being. All these terms like physical, mental, social, emotional and intellectual. According to WHO, the health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. But understand this thing like this manner. I added two words. These are emotional and intellectual. A state of complete physical, mental, social, emotional and intellectual well-being. Emotional means when you have some emotions which are very useful for us for positive approaches, then it is called fitness or well-being according to the emotional aspect. And the intellectual means the state of mind, the level of mind and thinking a person have to make his or her surroundings very positive, or you can say energetic in a very fruitful manner. And these are the factors or the aspects which decides a person is healthy or not. Healthy, health का मतलब स्वास्थ्य, healthy का मतलब स्वस्थ. Okay, हिंदी में आप ये चीज़ होते हैं ना, उस व्यक्ति का स्वास्थ्य कैसा है, इज़ द पर्सन हेल्दी, क्या वह स्वस्थ है। तो इस तरीके से ये दोनों टर्म्स आप डिफ्रेंशिएट कर सकते हो। हेल्दी का मतलब है एक एडजेक्टिव, ठीक है, क्रिया विशेषण। हेल्थ का मतलब उसका स्वास्थ्य कैसा है। फाइन। सिमिलरली अब डिजीज़ पे आते हैं। आपको हेल्थ पता चला, हेल्दी पता चला कि ये क्या है। डिजीज़ का मतलब इट इज़ समथिंग you can call as any kind of stress. Stress is the root of all evil. Stress is the root of all evil. किसी भी प्रकार की प्रॉब्लम है उसका कारण क्या है? स्ट्रेस। बुखार होता है उसका रीज़न है स्ट्रेस। तबीयत खराब किसी भी वजह से हुई उसका कारण है स्ट्रेस। सो डिजीज़ क्या है? एनी काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रेस और discomfort to any person which makes him or her feel uneasy. Okay, disease is the physical or functional change from a normal state that causes discomfort or disability or affects the health of a person. That's a disease. ओके ये किस तरीके का बदलाव है? जब कोई पर्सन हेल्दी हो और उस हेल्दी पर्सन को किसी तरीके का डिस्कम्फर्ट फील हो, तो वो चीज़ क्या कहलाती है? डिजीज़। एंड एनी काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रेस और डिजीज़, स्ट्रेस का जो मेन रीज़न क्या है? एनी काइंड स्ट्रेस इज कॉल्ड, इट्स द ईविल, इट्स द की टू एनी ईविल। हर किसी तरीके की बुरी फीलिंग के लिए जो मेन कारण है वो होता है स्ट्रेस। इन दोनों के बारे में आप समझे। ये मैंने आपको एक्सप्लेन इसलिए किया क्योंकि जब ये स्टेट्स आपको समझ में आएंगे कि क्या होता है एक हेल्दी पर्सन और हेल्थ किस फैक्टर पे जज किया जा सकता है या मेजर कर सकते हैं। यू मस्ट हैव स्टडीड अबाउट द पार्ट्स और कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ फूड इन द प्रीवियस क्लास. These are known as the nutrients which adds benefit to the organism. So when I discussed about the diseases are of two types. One is communicable and the other one is non-communicable. Communicable का मतलब जो कि ट्रांसफ़र ना हो सके. ओके, डिजीज़ेस के दो प्रकार, एक हो गया कम्युनिकेबल, दूसरा हो गया नॉन कम्युनिकेबल. ओके, सो कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज़ेस क्या होती हैं? इसे आप इन्फेक्शियस डिजीज़ भी कह सकते हो, इन्फेक्शियस, और इधर आ गया नॉन इन्फेक्शियस. ठीक है, इन्फेक्शियस एंड नॉन इन्फेक्शियस डिजीज़ेस. और ये सभी किससे हो रही हैं? पैथोजेंस के थ्रू. वही एक मीडियम से दूसरे मीडियम में ट्रांसफ़र होते हैं और वो डिजीज़ कॉज करते हैं. ओके, सो कम्युनिकेबल और नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज़ेस are caused by the pathogens or disease causing microbes like the bacterial infection, also the fungal infection, diseases like malaria, dengue, polio, chickenpox, measles, mumps, tetanus, diabetes, etc. So you may know, like normally fever या influenza fever, cold, ये सब कौन सी डिजीज़ेस हैं जो ट्रांसफ़र हो सकती हैं और कौन सी हैं जो ट्रांसफ़र नहीं हो सकती हैं. अभी तो like typhoid, tuberculosis, cholera, hepatitis, many other diseases are there. So you can identify which is transferable or which is not. Diabetes is not transferable. Malaria, dengue, polio is not transferable. Fungal infections are transferable. Bacterial infections are transferable. Cold, fever are transferable. Chicken pox is transferable. Tetanus is non-transferable. Typhoid, tuberculosis, cholera, hepatitis, these are non-transferable. And who causes them and how they are transmitted from a diseased person to a healthy person? Firstly, you should know that every pathogen or the disease causing microbe is carried by an organism known as vector, or you can call them as carrier. Okay, vector or carrier are the insects or animals that carry the disease causing microbe. ओके और जिसको आप कहते हो पैथोजन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कैरियर्स क्या हुए, जैसे हाउस फ्लाई, मस्कीटो. ओके, these are like carriers. They carry the pathogens inside their body which do not harm them, but they carry or transmit these pathogens and invade them in the organism's body. Further, they cause diseases. Okay. These are also harmful for many plants as well. Not only the animals are affected by them, but also the plants are. One formula I would like to tell you, TTC and also HCMPS. TTC in MPS. TTC are the names of the diseases which are caused by bacteria. I'll tell you the names of the bacteria which causes them, but first you should understand and learn what are these. HCMPS. These are caused by virus. Okay. TTC and HCMPS. Now, what do you mean by TTC and HCMPS? Here, T, typhoid, tuberculosis, and cholera. These are caused by bacteria. Now, HCMPS. H for hepatitis. Hepatitis. जहाँ हेपा मिले समझ जाओ लिवर है, ठीक है. हेपा मीन्स लिवर, समथिंग विच इज रिलेटेड टू लिवर. C for hepatitis. Next is chicken pox. Pox means blister, ठीक है. Chicken pox, then measles, polio, then smallpox. फाइन, ये ध्यान रखो. TTC and HCMPS. T for typhoid, tuberculosis, cholera. Hepatitis, chickenpox, measles, polio, smallpox. Okay. पॉक्स मीन्स ब्लिस्टर, ब्लिस्टर मतलब छोटा सा फोड़ा। ओके, ये जो फॉर्मूला आपको हम यहाँ पर बता रहे हैं, इसको अगर आप दिमाग में रखोगे तो कई सारे क्वेश्चंस ऐसे आते हैं बेटा जिसमें कि पूछा जाता है कि ट्यूबरकुलोसिस इज कॉज्ड बाय अ वायरस नेम दिस, और अ बैक्टीरिया नेम दिस, और अ प्रोटोजोआ नेम दिस, एक्सेट्रा। ठीक है, तो जो ऑप्शंस होंगे आपको समझ में पहले तो आ जाना चाहिए कि कोई बैक्टीरिया से होता है, और जो बैक्टीरिया है अब जब वो किससे होता है, जब उसका कॉजेटिव ऑर्गेनिज्म बताएंगे, द टर्म विच refers to the causative organism means the actual organism, the type of bacteria which actually causes these kind of diseases, or these kind of diseases caused by the virus. Okay, so time is running, we have no time left. In the next class we'll be catching up with this topic. I'll be telling mechanisms of these diseases which are caused by bacteria and viruses, and also we'll discuss about the diseases which are present in plants caused by the pathogens. Okay, so till then you just keep going through the work and also discuss few things with your family members, how the things how the diseases are getting transferred these days, and what kind of virus, which virus is causing the current evil disease. And we'll be discussing few more topics which are left in this chapter in the next class. And don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. We'll be catching up later. Till then, stay